Guys, it's Masatonic. I'm bilingual Harkist. 皆さん、こんにちは。バイリンガルハルキストのマサトニックです。Haruki Murakami, book guide short story 53, Carnaval. In this video, I'd like to talk about Murakami's very interesting short story, Carnaval. So, Carnaval, what do you think of the about Carnaval? As a Japanese, this word Carnaval, or in Japanese word, say Shanikusai, is if we are not interested in Christianity, or if we are not interested in classical music, that word carnival or shanikusai is kind of very unfamiliar words, especially to me. I'm heard of it, what is carnival or shanikusai word itself, but when first time to check this, read this title, Shanikusai in Japanese, it's hard to imagine what kind of story. I could at least imagine maybe this is a story, something like related to classical music. And yes, from the perspective, it's a story related to classical music. And if you are very familiar with this title, Carnival, especially from classical music part of perspective, this is a book, this is a story for you. It's very interesting one. So let's get started. As always, this video consists of three parts: first, overview; second, story; and third, deep reading or reading tips for me. So first, overview. This short story is contained in first person singular. This is a short story collection published in 2021 April. And in this story, you can enjoy Murakami's classical music lecture. If you are not familiar with Murakami's this feature, Murakami is of course very famous for as a novelist, but he's also very he's also famous for very fanatic and very huge fan of classical music. Actually, he also published some music, especially classical music related books as well. So, and if you are familiar with Murakami's, I would say, passion and also a very deep knowledge of classical music, you can imagine how Murakami has a very deep and thoughtful knowledge and passion toward classical music. And this is a Murakami's very great point when he write about classical music, what kind of music they are and how you can enjoy. It's very, very intriguing. So in some essay, you can enjoy how Murakami explained that these kind of very great music, classical music, or not just classical music, jazz or rock or pop or whatever, but in this story, focused on classical music. So in that perspective, you can enjoy the Murakami's classical music lecture in this story. So that is one very, let's say, one specific or particular feature of this short story. So what kind of story is this about? So second story. Basically, this is the same as other works, which is contained in the first person singular. Narrator is, or protagonist is somebody like Murakami, because just as protagonist narrator say I, and this I is very much like Murakami himself, but we are not sure he is really Murakami or not. But anyway, narrator, basically this is very limited people is featured in this short story, Carnaval. Basically narrator and some woman who is named F asterisk mark. This is very quite unusual thing. Not, of course, sometimes some people might refer to just a alphabetic character, but this is not just an F and asterisk mark. So when you read it aloud, it's very hard to say F asterisk mark, or whatever. But in this video, I just say equal to F because that's much simpler. But anyway, narrator in very beginning of the short story encounter with very enigmatic woman F, and the beginning of this story is very kind of shocking way to start. Something goes like this: of older woman or of all the women I've known until now, she was the ugliest. This is the first line of this story. So kind of shocking or very challenging way to start telling a story. So F is the most ugliest woman narrator have ever met. So, and then, but F's ugliest doesn't mean F is a lack of a attractiveness. She has some attractive feature on her own, and one of them is her intellectual, or how to say, her elegance, especially toward music. And then F and this narrator is very, very big fan of classical music. So they encounter with each other at the classical concert hall. And then at the first encounter, they gradually get to know each other. And they talk about a lot of classical music. And one of their conversation, they're talking about what is your best classical music when you bring it to the island. And then their answer is same. The narrator say, this Carnaval, Schumann's Carnaval, that is the speaker, no, narrator select as island music, music for classical music for island. And then their answer very much satisfied with F asterisk mark. So, and then after that, they're talking about how Schumann's Carnaval is amazing music, and how this selection is kind of exceptional for a, how to say, best one classical music. Say it's not a Beethoven's symphony or Brahms symphony or say a Chopin's piano, but Schumann's Carnaval. So how they enjoy and how they interpret this music is kind of a lecture of Carnaval. And like I said, this is the most Murakami's way of how to say, you can enjoy Murakami's deep knowledge and passion against classical music. It's really intriguing. If you are interested in classical music, you can enjoy it. And if you're not interested in classical music, but also you can enjoy. I guarantee you, because I'm the one who very much interested. So far, not so much interested in classical music, but with Murakami's power of magic, I'm kind of very intrigued in the classical music. So this is a very interesting point. And after that, after their kind of lecture or conversation, something happened. Narrator couldn't reach to F, and then a few days he cannot reach to F, and a few days is become a few weeks, and a few weeks become a few months, and after so about half a year later, narrator finally knows F's whereabouts from TV news. And so something happened in F's life. So that kind of news is quite shocking. So I will not doing spoiler in this video, but so if you're interested, please check on your own to read this interesting story. And after F's story is kind of ended here, and very final part of the short story, narrator looking back looking back to his college days, and then he think about some memory of college days. He had a kind of date with least beautiful girl, and then her not beautiness is kind of remind of F's existence, or vice versa. And then the narrators think about her, and then finally this story ended. So F's encounter with F and their conversation about classical music, and also especially Carnaval. And then finally F is disappear, and and the narrator looking back to his college days. This is a brief story of Carnaval. So how you can enjoy it? Deep reading or reading tips from me. First, this is the first thing, listen and compare of Carnaval. In this short story, narrator and F introduce their own favorite carnival pianist and also a pianist and recording ears. So some of it you can search in some streaming service. Like in my case, I search in Apple Music and I found some of them. And also you can search in YouTube as well. And then there are so many variable carnivals there. So let's listen and compare like narrator and F. So, and then a second tips is enjoy art paper's screeching sound. This is a kind when I first read in Shanikusa in Japanese text, art paper screeching sound described in Japanese, art paper no oto no kishimi. Kishimi means kind of screeching sound. It's a kind of slightly very difficult to translate from Japanese to English. The meaning is same, kishimi and screeching, but the nuance of Japanese, at least to me, it's kind of very, how to say, unusual way to express the music itself. But anyway, basically in this story, Murakami or narrator talk about the classical music, but very final part of it, he mentioned about art paper, jazz musicians, a sound, and then their his screeching sound is something, some kind of metaphor of narrators his own. That is my interpretation. So, and the art paper sound is very amazing, very much amazing. So, and of course, like as Carnaval, you can search on YouTube or some streaming services. So let's enjoy it as well. And finally, let's think about beauty. Like I mentioned, this story begins with ugliness. So it's, especially in these days, it's very hard to mention about woman's beautiness or ugliness. It's quite a polite and an appropriate way to express. But Murakami or narrator just mentioned about it. So of course, maybe there's some intention to refer about ugliness or beautiness. And so in that sense, very beginning, narrator mentioned about ugliness, which indirectly means this story is something about beautiness, because when you say something kind of a very how to say extreme way to some expression, that is indirectly referred to very opposite thing. That is my own interpretation. But anyway, so when narrator or Murakami say ugly, maybe which indirectly say beauty. So in a way, some hidden theme of this story is beauty or beautiness. That is my interpretation. So in that sense, there's a, when you think about what is beauty or meaning or essential of beautiness, is that's one way to deeply enjoy this this story, Carnaval. So that is my humble opinion. Right, that's it. Thank you for watching. So, like I said, this is very interesting story. If you're interested in classical music, especially Schumann's Carnaval, this is a story for you. And if you're not familiar with these kind of things, but still you can enjoy it with Murakami's very passionate and deep knowledge of classical music. And also, of course, including art paper jazz knowledge, you can enjoy it. Right. So thank you for watching again. That's it. If you subscribe, I would appreciate it if you subscribe my channel. And if you like it, please give me a good rate. And that is my kind. I'm really glad to watching that number of like button. But anyway, thank you for watching again. So let's see next video. Thank you. Until then, bye.